It's Kay Adams, Kelly Brook, Judy Love and Jane Moore.
Hello. Sign a prenup.
We did. And it wasn't for financial reasons. I think prenups have a bad rap, but I think when everything's good and rosy and everyone's on speaking terms, just don't end with a happy ending, Kay.
Yeah. So
and
what were the difficult
question marks for me? My husband being French was like, if things were to go sour and we were in France, is it in Italy? Is it in the UK? Is it? And at the time of our marriage, we were living in the UK, but we actually got married under Italian law in Rome. So I had to kind of sit down and go, right, if we were to have children, you know, where would that home be?
So it's more about
children and family and what that family unit would look like. And is it to sit there and start figuring what, so it is kind of financial, but it's also kind of logistical as well, because what you wouldn't want is, you know, Jeremy, let's go and live in France for 3 years. You know, we've got 2 little kids. It would be a lovely, you know, opportunity for them to know my culture, and then I'm stuck French. I'm stuck in a country.
When you explain
where
like
I've
that,
got no, so that's kind of what it was for us. So I think successful they are when it comes to
really smart conversation to have, because they're going to live everything. So it didn't and it was a book sales full.
Exactly.
I think at moments if you can't sit down and say to have the relationship, or maybe
only a teenager, and he was so upset. And I remember me and his mum going, oh, you know, you'll get over it, don't worry, just take some hobbies, go out with your friends, just enjoy your single life. And his dad, he goes, son, you don't move out of your house until you've got another house to move into. And I'm a classic man being alone for 2 minutes.
I think there's a few women, everybody, by how...
But
it's funny,
casual
like,
sex.
is he
Me and Kelly, Me and Kelly.
Laced with something.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Well.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm complete
We're the
control.
same.
Yeah, around it so much. There was like nobody that I knew that wasn't on something or doing something. And I was in the public eye from such a young age. I was so dabbled in at all. But, you know, my parents not doing it. You know, they're kind of working class. You know, we'd go to the pub and, you know, they'd, you know, have a weekend in the pub and they would drink and whatnot. So they weren't like, but it was just, I think I was around it so much. I was never there. It's a bit dangerous, or it's something naughty.
That's why I think it's maybe laugh it off, pretend that they're nothing about it. It could be there in your heart.
Kelly Brook.
How lonely they are, they lose their identity and get absolutely addicted to it. And their accounts because they're on it too much.
Yeah, it's actually a...
Well, I think it's a specific...
Buy a lot of stuff, you try it on, take the pictures, make the content, and then just send it all back.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I personally love going in a shop and the amount say, oh no, it's only available online, or go online. No one looks good under changing room lights.
And I go round and I order it.
About 10 years ago, I was asked to write a book about, you know, my life in. I remember the publisher said to me, we really want to go down the lines of like a misery memoir, really popular. And the struggles in my life and the kind of adverse. I don't mind, you know, talking about some of this, but please, can I just have a happy ending? And I remember I talked about that lovely holiday we took in Cornwall. Mum, no one wants to read it.
Yeah.
Because I think people are for crime drama.
See, I don't.
Something that can give you some the most adversities. I remember there were masters or a loose woman or...
We both just went bridesmaid.
Yeah.
And it was...
We know!
You're not supposed to tell.
Because sometimes, you know, a lot of marriage...
Conversations
So I think one of the big questions in America, because we've travelled in those 4 countries and lived and worked in those 4 countries for many years.
Kids the money.
It was more out, who's going to get this house, where you're going to live, or you're going to have a 3-bedroom house, you're going to have a 1-bedroom house. Like, what being held up in court, though, because...
I think it depends which country you're in.
Bleep, bleep. You know, they've done everything wrong.
Time out, like you were saying, Jude. I went, what's wrong with him? What is one thing, isn't it? Like, the thought of it, paranoid about everything and so scared of everything that it just was something that I just never... Parents were never, like, kind of, like, scaremongering me into... Like, it wasn't like it was, like, a goody two-shoes household or anything like that. Curious about it. And sometimes kids do it just because I'm like, you, Kay, I want to try it on, I want to feel it. And I didn't even know that was a thing, and apparently this is cities that I'd gone through. And I said, well, when we published it, my mum said, you know,
it's
network
so
of
sensible.
support at birth. No, but in the 90s, I was around, and all of a sudden, there's a whole community of women that are going through exactly the same thing.
Yes.
And some of them...
No, we've had to ban people through request. But it's...
yeah, from that perspective, 3 o'clock in the morning.
And I didn't really know where to get advice, empathise. So it was... What you wanted was a communities in there, but they make the truth, and they get real value from that.
That's spilled out beyond your...
Claims that, for instance, their partner...
And of course...
Time out gives you a moment to kind of look at yourself. There's nothing wrong.
I know what you mean. I know
Do you know what I mean? Not just London, but I mean in general.
Different countries about arguing about where the children...
Kelly and Judy. There's Catherine, apparently. Bezos.
To divorce, like, where is the marital home? Is it? So it was a really complicated situation. So it was, you know, it wasn't an easy conversation because it's not romantic out there, and it all goes sour. And then I don't speak prenups are a very good idea. I don't know how...
Talking about this stuff, Jane, I mean, people didn't want to go there because they're kind of sensible.
And also, I think if you are good common sense, I mean, we already had a child each, and I think it was all Jeff Bezos thing, because, I mean, obviously Lauren Sanchez, I remember, was very good. She was part of the business. They would pack up the books themselves together, I thought was great. Because, you know, you do hear sometimes...
I think it's crazy to be in a relationship.
You would say that because you're all about the romance.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Actually, if you're two people who've got children from previous relationships, you need the height of hate. It's a different thing. So
Half a marriage is ending in divorce. He's going into his second...
They were both married when they met.
Right. But between big relationship 1 and big relationship 2, 3.
Get to number 1. It might be something like, actually...
As you say, if emotions are high, you know, you do tend...
Do you know what? My friend's son, he had his first heartbreak. It
Depends why a relationship ends and all. So, yeah, but hang on. Not everybody's just said is right, that if you take time out and the next relationship...
And, you know, conversations, be able to interact with the kind of people that you like.
What was that? What was that again?
You can't... We before we just go, is he hot, is he not, you know...
That to my daughters in their 20s.
It has so many similarities.
It really is. Yeah. Your kids?
Yes. For me, it might be a TV show that we might just happen to be watching or something. Sing it with stuff. It's not necessarily pure.
And it depends on your kid's nature. I've never done drugs because I don't like to be...
Also,
in the
night.
Pressure.
Yeah,
well, that's it.
In who they are, so that if they are in a predicament, because give them all the tools possible. It's whether they about cannabis and all those kind of other stuff, and being so dangerous, and it's right there in the home. Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's just everything.
But there's never really as much incidents with alcohol, and maybe there should.
Absolutely, and I mean, I think because I've got more victims of violence out and about are boys than girls. Funnily, that's the safe drug.
Yes.
Not really. What are you gonna do?
Exactly.
And you're here to tell us to the coast, and it's just a beautiful.
You really want to know because you know. I hope you've eaten your breakfast. Is when a baby's nappy explodes.
What Judy was thinking.
No.
That's kind of why you set it up, wasn't it?
Change, and then you had these kind of weird books.
A wave, didn't you? But it was like when you were sitting on your sun lounger that time, thinking I've booked the wrong holidays because people can tell their...
And you can ban these people. You don't have to follow...
That's my favourite.
For that...
He started it.
People love that. You were able to say things they really couldn't say on Facebook or in real life or on Instagram. People find a lot of value in that, so I'm glad. There's a volley of people saying LTB. Which...
Those memorable threads, then.
Sorry, I got so scared.
The famous...
Oh, really?
All the story of why the penguin's there and what she's doing with the penguin.
And we're laughing there about, obviously, LTB.
Gives you real faith in humanity.
Yeah. You built a platform for people to...
And are you... Well, returning it, but you love it.
I always buy a couple of sizes.
Yeah.
You know, that never buy.
And also, if it's a site where you can't picture themselves in it at home...
That's kind of like a TikTok thing, isn't it? You just want to know what I'm buying.
And as you're saying that, it's made me think... I've had this trauma picture in my head. I don't know if anyone's old enough.
Oh, my God.
They are horrific.
I know, look at Judy's
places still have them. At the end, you have the great big one that you can go... Do you know what? We're old enough to remember
communal shower.
Yeah.
Where did you not grow up?
Exactly. But I have a strategy what I want. I've got the app. And rather...
But I think if you're dependent on your size and shape, you need to...
We recently...
So far, like an autobiography. And when I went for the Me book, had to kind of, like, highlight... You never talked about your grandma making that nice dress for you. I was like,
I don't want to watch anyone getting shot or murdered or brutalized.
Like, it's got to be, you know, all the interviews are the most little profile for me. And the first I try to read books or watch shows that if it does happen...
I want stuff that makes me feel good.
Yeah,
What
but
are you
I think is it going to be suddenly like, we've got a miracle cure for your mum?
Because it's normality of what could happen, but I think I can understand, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's whether we're moment. I must say I'm with you on that, Judy.
Yeah.
Say it for yet another week.
Let's go.
Yay.
I'm really done.
where would they be? Where would they go to school? Where would we both live? And to turn around to me one day and be like, oh, let's...
Well,
yeah.
apparently
legal
they're not
jurisdiction.
automatically
Yeah.
enforceable by courts in England and Wales.
Yeah. Will be, or maybe Bill Gates, was the biggest...
About that, and I think it just takes a...
whatever. So I do that
So
sort
you
of...
just use fear, basically.
Well, but...
They will be able to literally call long. You can also...
I've got 2 children, so yeah, we've all...
Same problem. And the internet had just started and it seemed incredibly civil. I mean, it's helped, to be honest, 90% of our users...
Community, isn't it? Because a lot of my friends, when they have children, they just talk...
Obviously, it's called, like, Mum's Net. Was it...
From, you know, I mean, it's, well, AIBU. I apologise for that.
Apparently, they're led to the idea, oh, no, I'm in a coercion.
Justine. I'm a $250,000.
Oh, my God, such a lot of money. Yourself, a wonderful we do. And this morning, from Buckinghamshire...
Thank you very much, Jeff. Penalise people like this or not, Judy? I mean, I have to...
So I'll order a lot, and then I will return.
The amount of shops I go in now, and I say, have you got this in this size, or have you got that? And they...
Some shops, and now I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, don't worry.
Obsessed. I mean, I personally,
Yeah.
I'm guilty of this. I love...
I think there are things you can tap into,
Yeah.
but also equally...
Absolutely. Go, Judy!